It was the worst kept secret in college football. James Franklin was indeed going to be the next head coach at Virginia Tech. And last night, they finally made it official. That's right. Big game James heading to Blacksburg. Let's talk about it next here on the College Huddle. James Franklin is heading off to Blacksburg, Virginia. He's going to be the next Hokies head coach. My question is, how do the fans feel about this hire? Personally, I think it's a good hire for Virginia Tech. I think it's a good fit for James Franklin. I would have liked to have seen him back in the SEC personally to see how well he could have done in that conference, given the success he had at Vanderbilt before he left and went to Penn State all those years ago. I would like to have seen him in the SEC with a better team, a better program like a Florida, but that's not going to happen. And it makes sense that he's in Blacksburg because he's back in kind of the same footprint when it comes to recruiting that he's been in this entire time. He knows a lot of the high school coaches. He knows a lot of the programs there in the Virginia and Tennessee and Kentucky and Pennsylvania area, going up kind of that East Coast little swing there. And this makes sense to me. It makes sense for Virginia Tech. It makes sense for James Franklin. But does it make sense to you, the fans? That's what I want to explore on this video here on the College Huddle. Do us a big favor. Go ahead and smash that like button if you find the value in it, of course. Consider subscribing to the channel and let us know what you think about what we think down in the comments section below. All right, let me share my screen with you. Let's go to Virginia Tech's official Facebook page and let's see what they have to say. The post made by Virginia Tech 16 hours ago. Hokie Nation, we got our guy, James Franklin, here to win with the trophies. Welcome home, James Franklin. Let's get into the comments. By the way, 1.2 thousand comments, 1.7 thousand shares, and 12,000 reactions on this from Facebook. So pretty good. All right, here we go. Michael Weiser. They literally have the best pregame entrance in college football. Okay, cool. I mean, I guess if they're winning, you can say that. I don't care how good your entrance is. If your team's not good and you're not winning, what does it matter? It kind of becomes obsolete, does it not? I kind of feel like it does. Jeff says he comes in with a chip on his shoulder. Let's go. Um, I would say that chip is directed towards the fan base of Penn State. That would be what the chip is. Big games. We're waiting for you. But Daniel with a little bit of some snarkiness there. Kyle with an interesting take here. Pry for DC. Don't rule it out, as he was Franklin's guy during a lot of those 10-win seasons. Pry was not a waste, though. Let's be honest. Pry was exactly what Virginia Tech needed to restore the damages from the previous staff, as we truly don't know the extent of what was behind the scenes. He restored relationships, rebuilt bridges burned, regardless of record. Those stands are full. If anything, his efforts help set this whole thing up behind the scenes. I would bet they'd had talks since this process started about what he was coming into. This is the exact hire Virginia Tech needed to move forward to where they need to be, and the fan base deserves them to, where the fan base deserves them to be. Very interesting comments, Kyle. Um, yeah, I could definitely see how. Well, I just want to make it perfectly clear that there were definitely 100% conversations happening behind the scenes for a while now. Now, when it comes to Brent Pry, he was indeed the defensive coordinator at Penn State from 2016 to 2021 before coming to Virginia Tech to take over that program. As head coach at Virginia Tech, a 16-24 record, would he be willing to stay after basically being fired, take a pay cut, to be the defensive coordinator. That seems like you're asking a lot from the man. Don't you think that seems to be like, hey, you weren't good enough to be our coach, but you're good enough to be our DC. Boy, I mean, that man, you have to have an ego to be a college football coach. You have to. And you're asking him to lay that aside, and you're asking him to basically take a massive pay cut at that point. Now, will he be a DC somewhere? Probably. Probably. Um, will it be at a lesser school than Virginia Tech? Maybe. Maybe he can get on at a bigger school as a position coach slash assistant DC or something on those lines and kind of rebuild his reputation and resume that way. We've seen that happen an awful lot. Maybe he goes and he waits for a job to open at a smaller school as the coaching carousel continues to spin around and he's able to jump on at a school that loses a really good G5 school that loses their head coach to a bigger program. That could be a possibility for him as well. Maybe not. I don't know of the interest in him, but I like the way you're thinking with this comment, Kyle. That's thinking outside the box. I appreciate that. Star for you, my man. Jill says fitting school for a mid coach. Virginia Tech fans getting buck wild over this is comedy. Ooh. So Jill calls Virginia Tech mid and called James Franklin mid. Jill must be a Penn State fan. Dylan Franklin, this graphic leaked at the basketball game a couple nights ago. This is true. Thank your media guy that left his laptop open and visible. John McGall, he can make the 16-team playoff no problem. Can he? At Virginia Tech? Um, I don't think anybody's going to be picking him to compete for ACC championships right away, are they? I mean, you tell me. Do you think James Franklin just being at Virginia Tech fixes everything with that program overnight? Do you think that they're going to be able to compete with Miami and Louisville and Pitt and Georgia Tech and Virginia? And I realize I just named off a bunch of schools in the ACC because the ACC is very um, mediocre right now. Maybe this is a good time. Maybe he's jumping in at just the right time and he hits the transfer portal hard and he's able to get a really good roster in year number one. I don't know. I mean, it seems unlikely to me, but it could be a possibility. We'll have to see. Time will tell. It does make the offseason and the transfer portal, especially for Virginia Tech and spring ball, incredibly interesting for the Hokies. Jamal Bell says this is a home run hire, and this is from a Gator fan. Ooh, that's the school I was mentioning that I would have liked to have seen James go to. Ruben says the biggest hire in school history behind Beamer. I would make the argument it's actually bigger than Beamer. I don't know that the Beamer hire had anywhere near this kind of clout. Beamer kind of became Beamer at Virginia Tech. Beamer wasn't Beamer before Virginia Tech. Am I right? I feel like I'm right on that one. You tell me, Virginia Tech fans, if I'm right or wrong on that one. Uh, Ian Lowe. It'd be hilarious if he makes the playoffs next year and his first game is against Ohio State. Oh my gosh. I didn't even think about that. Well, hey, Virginia Tech is 1-1 all time against Ohio State. They beat Ohio State. The year Ohio State won the national championship in 2014, Virginia Tech went into the shoe and beat them in a night game. Beat the brakes off of them. JT Barrett's second start. Going back in the Wayback Machine. That was 11 years ago. But that would be hilarious. Brad Townsend. Make the best entrance in the CFP means something again. There you go, Brad, thank you. Thank you. It is only the best entrance if your team is good. I'm not a Homie fan or a Hokie fan, although he put Homie. Hokie fan, but that entrance at night when Tech is good makes the hair on the back of your neck stand to full. 100% agree with you. 100%. Brian Nickel, bottom line, got to have players to win anything, which we haven't had since JF's first year. I'm sure the first thing on the agenda will be a quarterback. All starts there. Yeah. Now, um, here's the thing about James Franklin quarterbacks. He's able to recruit them. He's been unable to develop them. So, job number one for James Franklin, he has got to find an OC and slash quarterback coach, maybe both, who knows how to develop quarterbacks. He has to have that. He struggled. The reason why the downfall of James Franklin at Penn State has been quarterback play. Not a defensive issue. Penn State was always good defensively while he was there. Had some mediocre offensive lines, but always had good running games, despite the mediocre offensive lines at times. Downfall has been wide receiver play, quarterback play, and they go hand in hand, which is one of the reasons why Penn State fans are so hot to trot on Brian Hartline because of his recruitment and development of wide receivers at Ohio State. So, James Franklin, that's job number one. Keep an eye out on who the OC is going to be for him at Virginia Tech. Aaron says time to hit the DMV hard when it comes to recruiting. Absolutely, Aaron, and he can do that. That is right up his alley, man. Greg Steele, he set up Vanderbilt to win, and he was successful bringing back a dead Penn State team. He's a high character man with a great message for players. He is a high character guy. He does speak well. Some believe that voice kind of became deaf tone there in Happy Valley. I kind of agree with that, especially with the fans. But he is a high character man. And he does know how to speak a good message, Greg. I agree with you on that. Zach, let's go, coach. This program is chomping at the bits to win again and the atmosphere to be a factor on game days. We want it to be in the playoff and show that lunch pail smack you in the mouth defense. Okay, there you go, Zach. High standards. Get back to the playoff. They want to be in the playoff. That's the standard that's being set here by Zach. Adam, slow your roll there, bro. Multiple ships, baby. Woo! Adam, how about getting back to the playoffs first? How about a winning season first, Adam? Wow. Thomas, as a Gamecock fan, y'all hit the lottery with this one. Oh, I think Thomas was hoping that their Beamer would leave. I think that was what Thomas might be alluding to a little bit there. Bob Berry, biggest Virginia Tech football acquisition since Michael Vick. By the way, have any of you seen Legend Bay play? Texas quarterback was committed to Tennessee, decommitted from Tennessee, committed to Ohio State. Although they're saying he's not going to be playing quarterback at Ohio State. Closest film I've ever seen coming out of high school since Virginia Tech. He is criminally underrated. Go check out Legend Bay's film, folks. Look him up. Legend Bay, Bey. First name Legend. Yeah, with the name Legend, your parents are either setting you up for tremendous success or an absolute tremendous failure. One of the two with that kind of name. But talking of Michael Vick, his film reminds me so much of Michael Vick. By the way, Michael Vick, my favorite player of all time to play with in Madden football when I was in my 20s and in college. Loved playing Madden football when he was with the Atlanta Falcons. Michael Vick. Love that. David Lee Ring, I will gladly take a winning record every year, something James Franklin did every year. No, he might not have won the big game, but he at least knocked on the door in a tougher conference. We haven't been close to the door since 2016. Let's go. David, there you go. David with proper expectations right now. Christina Joy, petition to have Franklin lead the Let's Go Hokies chant Saturday. Okay. Tori Healy says Virginia Tech versus Penn State in a series matchup in the future would be iconic. Yes. Yes. Sign me up for that, Tori. 100% would be watching that game. No doubt about it. Sign me up for a little VT Penn State home and home, baby. That would be epic. Problem is by the time they get that contract sealed and delivered, one or if both of those coaches might have already been moved on. You wouldn't. Hopefully, we can get it in a postseason. How about that? Hopefully, we could get it in the postseason. That would be cool if there is a postseason after the next couple years, beyond the college football playoff. Although they're going to extend that playoff. Let's just buckle up. That baby's going to be moving to at least 16 teams, which watered down big time, if you ask me. Let's see here. Let's see. Let's do a couple more. Sam, I think Hokies gonna start being playoff contenders by at least year two with Franklin. And ACC, it's possible. Tony, as a West Virginia fan, I think this is a great hire for Virginia Tech. College football is better when teams like West Virginia and Virginia Tech are fielding competitive teams. Tony, I bet you think college football is better when West Virginia is better, since you're a West Virginia fan. But I'm here to tell you, whether West Virginia is good or bad, college football moves on, my man. Sorry. I understand what you're saying with who you root for and probably the region and country you live in, but college football is not based off of just one school's success or failure. I'd love to see us play for the Black Diamond Trophy again in the near future, and teams coached by Rich Rod and James Franklin make it happen. West Virginia. That's another good one. VT West Virginia, the Black Diamond Trophy. Oh man, let's sign up for that. I feel like Pry will hang around. I mean, I don't think he's sold his house yet. Jay, there you go. They're in the ACC. There aren't any big ones. He's golden. Move over, Dabo. Ooh, Bob throwing some shade at Clemson with that remark. Matt, don't forget he's called Big Game James for a reason. See Bob's comment. See Bob's comment. Oh my goodness. 200 years later, he returns. I don't know what in the world that is alluding to. Kevin, this couldn't have played out more perfect for anyone as they truly went out, got a proven winner, and did it rather quietly and quickly. They did do it quietly. A man that can go bowling at Vandy and turn Penn State back into a contender in such a short amount of time. He will win at Virginia Tech. Um, yeah, I think that's enough comments. I mean, we could go on all day and read all of these. I think what I'm pulling from these comments, the consensus I'm getting here from Virginia Tech fans is this is a home run hire for them. They love this hire. They think that he's the right guy to get them back into winning football, playoff contentions, ACC conference championships. He's the right guy to do that for them. Um, I I think so. I think I agree with that. I think he's definitely a good hire for them. I think he will be successful at Virginia Tech. I think Virginia Tech will be back in big ACC games again very soon. Whether that's year number one or not, that remains to be seen how well he's able to hit the portal. I would say let's get for Virginia Tech, let's get back to a bowl game in year one. Let's go 6-6. Let's get a winning record in year one. 7-6, get back to a bowl game. Those should be your year one goals. And then build from there. Now let's be in contention for the ACC. Let's go 8-9 wins and be knocking on the door. Year number three, now let's get in the college football playoff. Those are kind of the steps you want to take at a program like Virginia Tech that's been down as long as you guys have been down. I think having proper standards in your mind and proper expectations will be important for success for Virginia. If you guys are going to turn on the man, year number one, I'm worried that it's not going to go well for you. I'm not sure how rock solid his psyche is after the way things went and finished and fell with Penn State this past season. Keep that in mind. And obviously, the next thing you all need to keep your eye on, who will be his OC hire? Does that man have experience and a good track record of developing quarterbacks? That's important for you. Keep your eye on that, everybody. All right, thanks for watching. Would love to know what you think about what I think and what you think about what the Hokie fans think down in the comment section below. Appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll be back with another video with no later than tomorrow. Till next time, have a great day, everybody.